Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Before we get to the proper podcast on hand, let me remind you all that you can become a member of CBC for just a few bucks a month. We offer additional content that's unfiltered, not monetized, and we don't have to worry about any of our true feelings and how we feel about certain topics and all that. So hopefully we see you guys there. This week we're talking about Marvel's Overwatch and me, fully unfiltered, going into grifter culture. So stay tuned for that this weekend. I'm pretty sure that one's going to get a great reaction from the members. But now that I got that out of the way, let's just take it to the show proper. And here we are. This is the podcast. If you're here by accident, I'm sorry. If you're here by intent, I'm also sorry. I don't know what you've done with your life to end up here, but we shall provide you with some sort of semblance of what we call entertainment, or maybe not. I don't know. But this is the CVC podcast. We're back for another week. And of course, it wouldn't be a podcast if it was just me talking. Although technically, I guess I could talk to AI now. So that would be interesting. I'll try that as an experiment one time. We'll see how it goes. The AI will just be like Ultron and want to automatically kill me. Yeah.
That sounds about right,
yeah. Yeah, it does. It'll just plug into humanity and be like, hold up. Is everything we're talking about woke? No. But the internet says it is. Time to kill.
Oh
yep,
no.
that's how it's going to go. But hey, here to join me in this week's stellar show is Mitch.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm here because I've been like red string chalk or corkboarding over Rebirth for the last week. And trying to stop Ricardo from spreading misinformation about it.
I think I just got to chapter 6. Yeah, just got to chapter 6. So
chapter 6.
It's after like the boat and everything. It's whatever like the next area
you're across
is.
now, so
yeah. So yeah, I'm past that.
Incorrect is the region.
I'm slowly working my way through. It's good.
I just started my my hard mode playthrough.
Are you going for platinum?
I want to go for it. The more I play it, the less I think I'm going to be able to do it because this game is hard. They've made it really hard, and remake was hard. Like you get to like the secret end game fights. Like, what was it before? I think it was like the Marble or the Marlboro and
the
secret weapon thing they had. That they were tough fights. Then you get to intermission and you had Weiss, and Weiss was a really hard fight.
So
you get to this and they're like the dynamic, like the highest difficulty before hard mode, like is harder than the secret boss fights from the first one. It's
see, like I'm finding this game to be weird because RPGs, I'm always expecting them to throw like new gear and stuff at you. Like I'm 20 hours in and I've gotten like 3 swords and still the second one is like the best, and I'm like, they don't throw as much.
Yeah, they spread it out. I quite like how they do the gear in this because you can, it's quite feasible and quite a lot of times it's actually a decent idea to use. But like the basic like Buster Sword is really damn good.
Oh yeah, like
you
it can get you through the majority. Yeah.
It also gets a reprieve, so if you die, you don't get killed straight away.
Well,
but yeah, they spread a lot of the weapons out, right? Because if you look at the list of the actual weapons you have in the menu, that every slot on that page gets filled.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
You won't have all of them until literally the end.
Mean, the way it's going for me, it's probably going to be like another 40 hours till I get to the end because I'm doing like every corner of the map and I'm playing slow.
Oh no. It's not going to be 40 hours at all.
Oh, does it ramp up in its speed in the final end?
No. You will be looking at 120. If you're doing literally everything, it's 120 hours.
Well, I'll take it, I guess. It's like the first time and the second time I played The Witcher 3, I was like,
I did everything. Like literally everything. The proto relic stuff, some of them have a hard mode. And
okay.
That on the I literally finished everything. And 118 hours is what I finished it at.
Okay.
And that's with dying once to the last boss and having to pause for 10 minutes because I'm literally like bawling my eyes out at the end. But, yeah. So you could probably shave off like another 20 minutes off that. So like 17 and a half.
Well, I'll know when I get there by, I don't know, December or something. We'll see how long
It's
it
a
takes me.
very long game.
I'll finish it by the end of the year. That's the goal. That's the goal.
I
Now,
mean, you got 4
Tristan.
years to the next one, so
See, that's good. That'll perfectly pace me at my rate.
Yeah, link tree on the screen or description.
Exactly. Go follow Mitch on the socials, and you could probably find Tristan on there as well. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. Past couple of days, it's kind of funny seeing casuals because of one of the topics we're going to talk about later, but with Marvel Rising, and people were up in arms about the game company. I think Nettie's making Galactus a woman.
I was going to say that's we'll talk about. Well, actually, hold up.
Well, I wasn't going to go
change around. No,
I wasn't going to go into it. I was just going to say it's just the actual, nerds that know about comics were like nervously sweating about the actual origins and the uptick in fan art of her.
They are nervously sweating no matter what they're doing, so it's not just over this. Come on.
It's true, yeah.
Well, other than that, I'm not really doing much, but trying to get some stuff ready. Well, and seeing how the temperature is, well, in my area anyways, is gearing up to get a little bit hotter, and seeing a bunch of cons popping up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that makes sense. You're over there in Cali. Also, watch out for those fires, which are inevitably coming.
Probably, yeah. But I'm looking at it right now. Well, especially from my area, it's not coming for a while. It's mostly probably Northern California for the most part.
Well, if that doesn't come for us this November and December, the Civil War will come for us. So we'll be one war or another.
Probably.
Get hyped, everybody. Get hyped. It's been an all right ride.
It's been something.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Or at least you're not you're not literally walking around in your own feces like everyone is in the UK.
Yeah.
Like 11 million hours of sewage was pumped into waterways and rivers and beaches last year. Oh, cool. So you literally could not go in any part of the water in any part of the country because you will probably find your own lunch in there.
So it's looking like that water from Fable 2 and 3 where you're like, oh, it's gross.
That would be a step up. Like the water's thick here now.
Oh man.
I'm just thankful I got a tap with a filter on
it. Yep. Well, I suppose that's it for an intro. We've dragged you along for like 8 minutes or something in this intro. So maybe we should get to the show, or maybe not. I don't know. But here, we'll get to the first topic, I suppose. So Marvel's very own Black Widow, Florence Pugh, put up a video on Instagram. It's like 2.5, 3 minutes of her coming out of her trailer, walking on the set of Thunderbolts, but everything is, of course, behind like the fake walls that they put up. The sets are closed, obviously.
It's the other side of the set. It's
exactly.
That holds it up.
Right. And it's like, people are like, oh my gosh, she leaked this. It's like, no. This was intended, and Marvel Studios also shared it all over their socials. Like, this was, it's a weird, it's weird because Marvel never does this. And now suddenly you're like, what?
Yeah, I'm just surprised that people want something like a leak when it's like, no, it's official.
Yeah. And like,
I just like to acknowledge, because I don't think people have really picked up on this, the name change of the movie.
There was a name change of the movie?
Yeah. If you look at the director's chair, and if you look at how they spell Thunderbolts on their socials, there is a slight name change.
Oh, huh.
I thought that was a
joke. Those that don't know, it's now Thunderbolts asterisk.
Oh, I thought that was a joke.
No, they put it in the tweets and everything.
Because at first I was like, wait, they didn't change anything. It's Thunderbolts.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if the asterisk was actually a part of it, but now I'm also seeing Marvel Studios do it as well. What?
Yeah,
that doesn't even make sense.
The movie now. It's obviously because the Thunderbolts name is a placeholder in the movie, right? It's being a bit meta with the whole thing.
It's. I wonder.
Because they're going to reveal it to be like the Dark Avengers or some crap like that. They're going to go that way with it.
I mean, also, like, if what's weird about this, it's like this was all carefully orchestrated. I wouldn't be surprised if they shot the same video like 4 times to make sure nothing they don't want in this gets in,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Because
because you can tell Jack's sitting there like, I'm tired of doing this. Florence,
uh-huh.
like, can we get
Yeah,
on with
yeah. And like
that, please?
having Florence Pugh do this right after Dune Part 2 just came out, she's everywhere. Again, very
Yeah,
intelligent.
yeah.
Like this was a very well put together reveal for this. And make no mistake about it, this is a reveal because I saw a bunch of my friends all sharing and be like, Marvel's making another movie? I'm like, oh my God, you dumb people. Uh,
Movie studio makes movie.
yeah, it's
Shucks
yeah.
it.
And funny enough, not much is known about it. And again, I'm talking about the casuals. Like I saw a couple of my, casual friends share this, and one of them was like, "Is Thunderbolts like a hint that Thor is in this? Because the thunder." I'm like, "Oh, God!" Like my brain was
Nice,
starting to melt.
nice,
I'm like, "So
nice.
this is that's the target demographic that they're going for. The person that's gonna watch it and that's gonna watch whatever's on Disney Plus, but that's not really tuned into everything, right?" So I like this, and I like what they sort of are leaning into. That it gives me hope that maybe they learned something from Ryan Reynolds and his production company doing this with Deadpool every single time. That it's like, no, this is
Yeah,
a fun
yeah,
way to get the conversation going. So
yeah. It's
it's
cheap
clear,
marketing. Yeah.
exactly. Like we're not going to see anything for this film probably till D23. I'll be real with you. Like official stuff.
Yeah, because I don't see them doing SDC, so
No,
uh, I'm fine with them leaving it till D23. Yeah.
same, same. Well, hold up. Let me pull out this damn chart. Oh, I didn't even mark it on here, but isn't the film coming out like November? No, it's like July of next year or something. Like
Something like
it's
that.
far
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think it's
Well,
July next year. I don't know. I lost track of the dates because I stopped caring about how they're changing every day every week.
oh no, like right. They bumped it because it was supposed to be July, and now it's May 2nd of next year, and Captain America is in that early part, which is like, oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
February. Yeah. So it's I mean,
It'll
this
change. Let's be honest. They're not gonna
yeah.
stay there. They will come out when they come out. Just
That too, and if this comes out in May, this means that this is Marvel's technically biggest film because they put out whatever they think is the moneymaker in May to June.
yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
wow, a lot of, I guess, different changes behind this, which I'm okay with all of it. Like, just get this thing out, get people excited. Surprisingly, most of the comments I saw in replies were all positive, which really shocked me because Marvel dead. That's majority of the comments always. So, we'll see.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. You usually get the like, oh, who cares?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
That's just the power of Florence Pugh, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, clearly,
Mm.
it is what it is. Which,
Who's all in green? I find that interesting.
yeah, but
I find it very interesting.
I do love
Green
that they
and
give
blue.
her short hair. I was like, come on, in the camp, it's like do the short hair. I like that look on her
Hasn't
more.
she
So.
always had short hair in this? Or did she have long hair in Hawkeye?
No, she was. Oh, it was long hair in Hawkeye.
Huh.
Yeah. So
It's probably just Florence Pugh. She's like, no, keep it
yeah,
short.
she's like, I've made enough money and I have a new contract and I am not putting on a wig for,
I
every
bet
single
you.
day.
I would not be surprised if it is a wig even now. Because the
Uh,
last time I saw Florence, I say yes, the last time I saw Florence Pugh, the last I saw of her out in the world that wasn't on a movie set, she had a buzz cut pink hair
mm,
because she was at Silverstone for the F1 last year.
yeah,
And obviously, hair grows a fairly decent speed
right.
over a course of a year. So maybe it's natural. I don't
Just
know. I just
recently
wouldn't be
watching
surprised if
like
it's a wig.
Dune press tour, I'm pretty sure she's got the short hair. I can't be right on that. Maybe I blanked. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I like it. I like
I
what they're
say when
going
people
for.
change their hair like that much, it's what's the point in keeping up?
Yeah. Now, I do want to talk about this. What do you make of the team teases? Because I'm still on the fence of this team blows. I don't like it.
I feel like that's the point. It's supposed to be a weird, non-functional team.
Mm. Well,
Hence the asterisk in the name.
see, my issue isn't like, oh, like oh, look at all these. Like, my issue is it's heavily leaning on this is just Captain America and Black Widow, and then you got scrubs left over from Ant-Man. Like, this was a funny
Yeah.
moment because my wife texts me the thing, and she was like, "Oh, what are these images?" And I'm like, "Oh," so she was home and she's looking at it. She goes, "Who's the ghost stand for?" And I look at her and I'm like,
Ghost.
yeah, I was literally like, think about this real hard. What's your 2 favorite MCU films? She goes, Ant-Man 1 and 2. I'm like, okay, now who was in the second film? And she looks at me, she goes, I don't know. I'm like, Ghost. And she goes, oh yeah. I was like, oh my God. So if she's forgotten,
There's no hope.
yeah, I was like, wow, this is telling to me. Like, she watches these films at least a couple times a year, those two. So I'm like, okay, it's a weird team composition. I do hope that maybe they throw a couple curveballs in there.
I mean,
Like,
we know we're getting Sentry.
yeah, that's the one.
Sentry is the curveball. He's going to be right there. But maybe there's another curveball. I don't know.
Yeah, there could be. I'm hoping for like Bullseye's now in the MCU. Add Bullseye to the team for the love of God. Like, just do it. Just do it. Just add him. He fits. He's been on.
Who's going to be out first, Born Again or Thunderbolts?
It looks like they're actually going to overlap at the same time with release. So, yeah,
that's unfortunate. I was going to say if Born Again's first, then yeah, put Bullseye in there. But I mean, hey, maybe Thunderbolts 2 or whatever the asterisk is going to be, whatever Tina named it at the end.
Watch him watch them call it like Thunderbolts Dark Avengers or something, right? Like,
it's gonna be something like that, yeah.
Something to secure that we need $1 billion from this film, toss the Avengers name in there.
Because I wonder, is the asterisk there because plot reasons and that's actually what it's gonna be? Or are they pulling an Agatha on everyone again?
Oh, yeah.
Because that stuff makes me die. Because every time I change, people are like, "Oh, they have no idea what they want this show to be." No, it's entirely intentional.
Yeah. I see
they're
that.
changing the name to get you to talk about the show to keep it in the conversation without actually marketing the show.
Yep, and it's working, so you can't blame them, right? Exactly. So, look, we'll talk about this more. Obviously, we're probably gonna get leaks and some sort of things this summer as the film was scheduled to come out this year, which means that toy leads and everything are going to happen by the end of the year. So we're going to have leaks and things. So we'll definitely circle back around to this conversation soon. Let's talk about on the other side of the comic book industry, DC news. First and foremost, we're going to cover like 2 topics here that connect Batman and Teen Titans. So just recently we found out Teen Titans is happening as a film. The writer of the new Supergirl film is writing that. And then we had Production Weekly update us with a quick like plot synopsis. And essentially, Damian Wayne brings back the Teen Titans because they're going to go battle Ra's al Ghul. So it sounds like the Teen Titans were active at some point, probably with, Robin, aka Nightwing, aka Dick Grayson, and then they kind of fell apart. He joins Batman Brave and the Bold. This has got to be a sequel to it where he puts together the new Teen Titans and then we go.
Wasn't there a thing recently where Damian led the Teen Titans? Or am I imagining?
I believe so. You say recent, but it could be within years, honestly. That's how
I want to say it was the Teen Titans animated movie.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I guess the animated universe they had before it ended, it had like Nightwing, Starfire, Damian, and Raven, and all of them on there. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, everyone just exists. We're gonna pick a point to where we pick them up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I get that everyone's kind of tired of origin stories because all the origin stories have been done, but I'm not sure, to be honest.
I mean, to me, like, just think about it. They're currently working on Batman Brave and the Bold, and it's, shaping up, but this means that this film, Teen Titans, is got to come out after that. They're not going to throw them out of order where it's like, oh, here's Damian Wayne leading the Titans. And now you get how he confronts Bruce the first time, which takes place a year before that. That doesn't work. So at the earliest, you're probably looking at like 4 to 5 years for this film. And make no mistake about it, Batman Brave and the Bold is not hitting in 25 or 26 because 26 is for the Batman Part 2. So at the earliest, you're looking at Batman Brave and the Bold 27, 28. This may be 29 or 30. So
I reckon you can have 2 different Batman movies in the year.
You think?
I think you can do it.
You know, technically, like it could be a Toho Godzilla situation where when -1 was being advertised and doing its run, they revealed, oh yeah, Godzilla versus Kong had to hold back because they can't overlap their marketing. And then once one was done, the other one picks up, which is why the last 4 weeks it's been Godzilla Kong everywhere. You shut your eyes, they're beaming it into your brain at this point. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I can confirm that. I got an ad for a 7-Eleven Kong and Godzilla slushie that I don't even really go to 7-Elevens.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you could because they're different Batman, right? Like they're not gonna. The audience.
I think the problem you run into with like marketing to the same thing is if they're the same tone.
Yeah.
If you had like, I suppose the Dark Knight Rises, right? If you had that and the Batman at the same time, it wouldn't have worked. But I get the feeling that you're gonna get not a light-hearted Batman Brave and the Bold, but you're gonna get a more animated, I suppose, feel from that movie. Just from the name alone, right? That's all I'm going.
Right.
So in comparison to the Batman, completely different film, completely different characters.
Yeah, I mean, like,
yes, it's both Batman, but
right. The Batman is like, hey, it's a gothic noir city in the look. Batman Brave and the Bold is going to be like a neon-soaked, retro futuristic slums in like it's gonna be visually when you put them side by side, it's gonna look like all those memes from Wednesday. It's like here's Wednesday and here's your oh yeah, look at that.
Pretty
like,
much,
stark contrast, you know. So it's. I mean,
that's my assumption on it anyway. I reckon you
yeah.
could do it. Whether they do it or not, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a year apart from each other, but
right,
you know, you can still. Who knows?
Yeah, it's cool, and I mean, I'm excited. Just to see how it goes. And again, it's that thing where you also mentioned it's like it's going to be a little weird just dropping us into the middle of this universe. And I was just starting to think of that because one of my friends was like, hey, I want to go see the new Godzilla vs. Kong. And he started with the previous film, Godzilla vs. Kong, right? And he messages me, he goes, did I miss something? And I was like, wait, did you not watch Godzilla
Absolutely not.
Skull Island and the second Godzilla movie? He was like, I didn't even know those were like a part of it. So, you know, I kind of get some of the worry that some people have dropping Superman as our first eyes into this universe that's just ongoing. And suddenly it's like, oh yeah, the Titans existed before, but now here's going to be a new iteration. Oh yeah, Batman, he's like in his 40s and has a son. We're skipping over a lot of things that like Marvel built up. And I'm not saying they need to do it like Marvel. You don't, but it does bring into question what is our like onboard point, right? And how do these go off of that? Because if Brave and the Bold comes out and suddenly it's like, you know, they've confirmed here's the entire Bat family, we're gonna miss all their origins and everything. And it's weird as somebody who likes seeing that stuff. I get some of the complaints and worries that other people have.
I would say I totally get it for like the Justice League, right?
Yeah,
the majority of them. You don't need that origin story. We've just literally had that. No one cared about it the first time. No, let's just move on with it the second time. But stuff like Teen Titans, yes, you just had the show Titans, but one person watched that.
Right.
And everyone else was a bot account. I refuse to believe otherwise. So if I get a ton of comments being like, I watched it, no, you're a bot, shut up.
Nick right now is buying new bot accounts to tweet at you. The one person that watched it.
Bless him. But yeah, it never really had an origin story in that, from what I remember anyway. So we kind of, and especially for Gunn, like just Guardians of the Galaxy it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
yep. Yeah.
Take away the whole, we're getting them back together again. But I suppose getting them back together again, you could say, is the origin of it. Like, it's been together before and they had an origin, but this is the origin of this.
Yeah, they could legit be like, hey, yeah, you remember Dick Grayson failed with this team? That's why he became Nightwing. Well, I can do it better. His team consisted of Cyborg, who's much older, which is why he's not a member of the team. Things like that can really work out. So I trust, like, if this was another person, I'd be like, but it's James Gunn and he's proven you can drop him into the middle of a universe and he can do something coherently. The Suicide Squad proved this. Like, it literally proved it. So, like, I trust James Gunn. That's the only.
But that was a sequel.
Yeah. Although
I know it likes to ignore it, and rightfully so. But
yeah,
it's okay. I wouldn't like put him on that high of a pedestal because of what he was doing with his current show, which is season 1 doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a creative choice, right?
Okay, let's put that creative choice.
That's just really unfortunate timing for that show. Like, they wanted to make it then. It's like, well, cool, I'm CEO now. I like this show and these characters, so I'm gonna carry on. But people really like making a meal out of that damn thing. So what's canon, what's not? It's like
it's just weird.
Season 1.
It's just weird though. That's the only thing.
It is weird. Like, you can watch it if you want, I guess, but for the most part, just don't watch season 1.
Well, according to the charts, everybody watched it, but I only know 2 people that actively talked about it.
And his 6 butts,
yeah. Literally, the only person I've ever seen talk about in our group is like Delta, and I'm like, there has to be more. This isn't possible. Everybody I know, like, I don't think my friend Adam even watched that, and if he didn't watch it, I know nobody else watched it. Okay, I know he is my barometer on normal people watching it. If he didn't watch it, nobody else watched it. That's fact.
Say Adam and normal in the same sentence. Wow.
Well, normal for up here where the crazies run around the hippie trees or wherever the hell we do up in the mountains. So
I was gonna say, I suppose it is Vermont, but then Vermont's kind of like the closest to England, so that kind of explains that.
Oh, that explains a whole lot. So that's it for a little bit touch upon DC's goings on. We're gonna know a lot more by summer because it sounds like we might get big reveals per James Gunn saying this summer. So trust the source, I guess. Trust the source.
Don't trust James Gunn. The man's a liar.
I mean, he might be.
No, the man outright has been lying.
It's true. Okay, now let's talk about more MCU news and possible debuts of other characters. Recent rumors have come out, and well, we've been hearing about how Doctor Doom was meant to show up in multiple MCU projects for years now. Apparently, they were playing with the idea of using Doctor Doom in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, possibly as a stand-in for the scrapped idea of Superior Iron Man, and that Doom was the one running with those Ultron bots and stuff, right?
I mean, it could have worked because Doom has like, I don't want to say dabbled. He has ties to the mystical side of Marvel, so it's it's not like it's like he just comes out of nowhere.
Exactly. Like, I mean, Doctor Doom is like, he dabbles heavily into the occult and the mystic side of things. If you were to say, oh, in this universe, Reed Richards and him put their differences aside to make this one Orwellian utopia, I'd be like, well, yeah, because this universe was clearly like, if you step out of line, they come after you. Like, that universe looked covered in flowers and beautiful. It was not. That is a controlled state world. Like, they are, like,
it's like it's not out of the norm because with like base Doom, it's like, he'll give you whatever you want as long as you don't step out of line.
Exactly. Yep.
There's also run by a team called the Illuminati. Like, of course, it's not going to be.
A lot of people miss that point, and I've argued with people about that. They're like, no, you're wrong. I'm like, you don't understand science fiction if you're saying I'm wrong, that this is an Orwellian state. Look at what, like, come on,
it's just basic visual storytelling, right?
Yeah. Like, it's all there. I do think that, look, we've seen that lineup from Multiverse of Madness, even in the art book and some of the sketches, like, they were going far out there with who they wanted in there, and they played around a lot till literally it was 5 weeks before the film released that they locked in who was officially on that roster. So Doom was probably tossed around at some point. So,
probably, yeah. But I suppose at the same point, would you need Doom and Reed in the same thing? Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically the same character anyway, just one's a bit more fascist than the other one. For the record, Reed is a fascist.
I mean, in most stories, it always comes back to Reed and Doom anyway.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Like, that's sort of the thing with everything here in relation to Doctor Doom. Eventually, we're going to circle back around to massive amounts of Doctor Doom in the MCU. Like,
oh yeah.
Make no mistake about that. So
let's not kid ourselves. He is next after Kang.
Oh yeah, they are.
Whether it's in the Avengers movies or not, the Doom is next. There's no two ways about it. This man is coming.
Yeah, he is going to be a prime focus going forward. Which,
for people who don't know, let's put it this way: Doom can be in a lot of other movies just by proximity of it being a Doom bot.
Yeah,
he's that much of a troll to be in mostly anything. It wouldn't even be the actual him, and anyone the protagonist would probably have a really tough time trying to take down the Doom bot.
I'd also like someone to find a list of people that Doom hasn't gone against in the comics. You can put Doom against literally everyone.
Yes.
And now, canon-wise, we can get Luke Cage flying to Latveria to shake down Doctor Doom for money. Because it's canon, so just do it. Just do it now. We got Mike Coulter. Just roll him in, being like, hey, Doom, give my money.
Do we have Mike Coulter, though?
I mean, probably.
We have Luke Cage? Do we have Luke Coulter?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
do people really
true.
Want Mike Coulter back as well?
I mean, there seems to be, it's. I guess we'll see.
I'm certain there was a thing with him where he went a bit.
There was, but I can't remember if there was ever a follow up that was like, ooh, So I don't know. But I suppose we'll find out soon enough what happens with Doctor Doom, because there's also rumors that Doom could be like a side villain in Secret Wars, which, I mean, maybe.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Because, the cover that appears in Deadpool 3 in the teaser is the Doctor Doom cover, but they conveniently just rip out the face so you can't see it. It's like, yep, there it is.
That's the cover, right? That literally,
yeah.
That cover of Secret Wars from Hickman's run is just literally just that. There's nothing changed about that cover in the slightest. Isn't it Doom's the mask coming through the face or something like that?
Right.
Yeah. Because I think it was when that came out, you saw a huge spike in people buying that issue for some reason.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. I think it was 6 out of 12 or whatever it was. It was the halfway point kicked off.
Yeah, but
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that is leading or just teasing the involvement in Secret Wars.
Yeah. I mean,
we haven't had him cast yet, have we? Though,
no.
The Fantastic Four.
No. I mean, my hope is that in Fantastic Four, if you're gonna do anything with Doom, you only do Victor. Don't even reveal his full name. Just oh, this is my friend Victor. Don't be like, oh, his name is Victor Von Doom. Oh, God, no, please don't. Just call him Victor and let the smart people figure it out and tell their friends. It's I can't do on the nose Doctor Doom jokes. I can't.
Oh, we're gonna get it. Yes.
Well,
don't fight against the current.
It was kind of like the Fant4stick reboot where his name was Victor Von Dumashev. I was like, well, you tried.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. You tried. No, I don't know if you succeeded, but you tried. So,
nothing about that movie. That movie succeeded in making a bad movie. That's the only.
That's
success.
True. That is true. So, I guess that's that's gonna be it for that topic. I don't think there's anything more to add to Doctor Doom's scrap cameos or what could be happening with him. So
no, because we knew he was. Well, I say we knew he was. There was that whole thing about Doom being in Wakanda forever.
Yeah,
Scoop is putting out the the video game cutscene.
Yeah, that turned out to be a big old major flop. So, yep. But
And
hey,
I think he was supposed to be in that anyway. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, who knows at this point,
I've
right?
lost track of the scoops
Exactly.
and the rumors. There's too many.
Exactly. Like it's too much, way too much.
Yeah.
So I suppose, well, I guess this isn't really a rumor, or it might be, depends on how you look at this whole situation. But Spider-Man 4 allegedly is going to start shooting this year, late summer, early fall. And I mean, Sony literally has no Spider-Man films in production outside of Beyond the Spider-Verse, and they need live action ones. So yeah, this is going to happen. It's definitely going to be something that they start shooting. How are we feeling about this shooting this fall? Which means probably fall of 25, maybe early 26 for a release date. Like,
so I assume the same as No Way Home is going to be like a Christmassy holiday movie,
because they struck. So if they start shooting, let's say this October, putting it out by December of the following year is perfect for the MCU timeline.
Yep.
So that would honestly work. So I could see it. My only big complaint is I hope that this time they can render out scenes properly and not have to patch the film like last time, because
well, I can't remember what they had to. What did they patch? I can't remember.
So I distinctly remember this because literally after the movie, I was talking to my friends. They're like, "Oh my god, you're right," because we saw the film a couple times, and I was like, "Watch for it." When Andrew exited the portal in the original cut, they didn't shadow or add textures on those shelves, and it literally looked like Wolverine Origins. It was just floating in empty space. I was like, "Bro, what happened?" Like,
I remember that now. I remembered that they patched it because I remember the joke about patching movies now.
Yeah,
it was Sony that did that. I just could not for the life of me think of which bit of that movie it was. But yeah, it was that portal scene.
Yeah.
I just hope that it's not that weird hybrid of what both studios want, where Marvel wants it more street level, but Sony wants to repeat No Way Home again. It's like, you can repeat No Way Home again, but you haven't got to do multiversal. Just have him be with Deadpool. No, do Deadpool and Punisher. Go slightly darker with it. Please.
Yeah, you've seen over the years that what Sony would do, and you know that's not possible.
I know it's not possible, but there is a hope, because it is a Marvel Studios movie, not a Sony Pictures movie. I need that hopium.
I was gonna say, you are huffing and puffing that right now, because man, you're giving them way too much. Look, we know Sony will ultimately get what they want, because they were able to bend Kevin Feige over and be like, "No, add Venom into this," and he was like, "Fine, I'll do it." Like,
but at the same time, Disney's been giving Sony a lot recently.
True.
So what does Disney? Now, Disney ain't gonna give shit away for free.
Yeah, it's true too. Yeah, that's.
So what have they got in return?
I just hope that the film is grounded. Toss Daredevil in there. Toss Punisher in there. Give us that street level Peter Parker trying to discover himself. If we move into the multiverse soon, again, it becomes problematic. And then also, shooting that film later this year, man, it just seems like it's a whole lot too soon. At least to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it.
It's been like 5 years at this point. It wasn't. When was No Way Home? No, I'm thinking of Endgame being 2019.
I was like 21, right? End of 21.
So it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
I suppose it's 3-4 years. Yeah, it would have.
It's
I don't know. I just hope it sticks to its street level and
same.
Nothing multiversal.
So if they're shooting this year, that means optimistically December of next year is probably the release date. Which then gives them enough time to work Spider-Man to another cameo leading into Avengers, which is like, okay,
I don't want Spider-Man in either of these Avengers movies. I know it's going to happen. I don't want him in there.
I was going to
say, money says otherwise.
It's obviously it's going to happen. I'm never going to bank on it not happening, but I don't want it.
Yeah. It's they unfortunately will have to put him into every Avengers film because I guarantee the contract is like a cameo, multiple Avengers films, another trilogy, right? And no Disney Plus
Probably.
appearances. Barred. That's not happening. The Sony don't want that. So it's like, they're gonna have to figure this out. And hopefully whatever they decide is like the film, right? I just hope that it's not too much of a rinse and repeat of the last one. Because
Yeah.
you run into the issue of you're then gonna burn out like people out. It's like it was cool to see Andrew and Toby back because the plot worked and it worked for this. But what's your next plot? Oh, but
Well, so with where you left him off, how do you get around it? You can't go back to Doctor Strange unless they do the whole actual Spider-Verse angle. And you have that effect as the portals this time. But
yeah.
Then that's going to have even bigger questions. Why isn't he in the animated movies, even though he's probably going to be in the third one?
And then we're going to have, we got to get the appearance of Madam Web in the Great Web. Is that what you're saying?
No. It's not what I was saying. No one wants that. Not even Sony want that.
That's true. That is true. That's very, very true. So, I guess we'll see if it's true that they are going to start shooting late summer in fall. That means we're going to start getting casting buzz by the start of summer. And then it's like, well,
yeah.
Like that's
just in time for D23.
I mean, I believe that this year at D23, they're going to announce it with Sony. Like it's going to be,
probably,
hey, look, our partners at Sony, here's the announcement. You're like, cool. Okay. Now we can move past this. Right. So,
it'll be our very good friends at Sony.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to laugh at them in the audience.
Tom Rothman.
It's going to be all silence when they're trying to introduce them.
Rothman just comes out here high on paint.
He just got off the set of Doom Patrol repainting everything because he's like, wait, I'm in the wrong set over here. I thought I was in the WB mines and the Marvel mines. They're like, we put you on an empty set. We abandoned the Doom Patrol show like 4 years ago. You've just been repainting the wrong walls, Rothman. This pastime. It's man. It's gonna be crazy. But look, I'm excited. It's more Spider-Man. How can you not be excited? So exactly. So I suppose that's it. A little Spider-Man news, and that's brought us to the end of the podcast. And well, hopefully everybody's enjoyed it. Of course, if you're a member, we're gonna do things a little different. We're just gonna add the bonus topic on right now. So after we sign off, just keep listening, and you guys are gonna get like additional podcast time. And if you're not a member, check out the memberships, and you can listen to all this and a bonus topic right after we sign off. So with that, thank you for listening for another week, and we'll see you guys next week if there's good enough news.